Hello guys, kaya Sean Veloso ulit ito at welcome sa episode 46 ng laro tayo ng Shadowrun Dragonfall Director's Cut main campaign. So, play natin tong ano natin. Yung huling episode natin guys, ina-explore na natin yung secret lab doon sa ilalim nung Harfeld Manor. So, tsaka ng pinakahuling nung nag-quit tayo guys, nasa combat tayo. So, tuloy natin yung laban. So, i-trick ka muna. Saan ba si Glory? Kita mo ba si Glory? Yata. Ay, hindi kita. Nakasarado yung pinto. Ano ba yan? Sinara nila yung pinto. Ano ba yan? Okay, Glory ka. 5 turns ka naman eh. At, yung isang ganito, isang turret kaya lang na-dispatcha na nila eh. So okay, may dalawang rounds ka pa. So sige, patuguin mo. Nagmintis pa, sayang. Okay, teka. Wala na. Okay. Bugbugin na lang natin to. Kaya lang tatamaan kakampi eh. Ito na lang. Nagmintis pa, sayang. Tanggal ka. Problema ito pa. Kung ito 77. 77, nice. Ikaw ba kita mo? Hindi wala sa line of sight. Teka. Hindi makita ang line of sight. So, teka. Before. Saan ba yung unbalanced yung isa. Teka. Pareho nagmintis, sayang. B minus. Teka. Bugbog si Iger, teka. Pwede mo nang gamitin yung isang skill? Di pa. At least kahit pa paano nadagdagan. Ah, wala. Okay, dalawa. Sige, ikaw naman. Hindi mo makita? Natatama, baka tamaan mo si Glory. Dami pa rin nila, grabe. Okay lang, tanggal yung isang cannon. Problema niya, teka. Ikaw na. Hindi mo pa pwede gamitin? Sayang, asaway. Medyo bugbog tayo dito, teka. Lalo na si Glory. Teka. Okay. At least pa unti-unti. Glory, teka. Pwede mo na gamitin yung ano mo? Ability mo? Di pa. Apat na lang sila. Teka. Isa. Ito na lang yata. Ay, dalawa pa. Pintis pa. Ano ba yan? Okay, isa na lang. Na lang. Na yan. Boss, nag-survive tayo kaya lang nabawasan na lang gusto yung ano natin, supplies. Teka. Tayo pwedeng yun lang eh. Actually, explore ko muna to. Kasi feeling ko may daan dito eh, kaya lang saan? Paano tayo papasok dito? Feeling ko may daan yan eh. Posibleng walang daan yan. Libot na lang muna tayo, taga. Explore. Explore natin itong buong, ano, bago tayo pumunta sa susunod na area. Posibleng walang daan yan. Palagay na to dapat may daan yan. Posibleng wala yan. Ito. Posibleng walang daan yan. Large crack. Dapat si ano yan eh. Dapat pwede atakihin ni Iger yan eh. Andali guys. I-research ko na sandali. Basahin ko na lang. Para sigurado na. Hanapin ko na lang dito sa guide. Teka. Carried by 7 bullets. Even with the turrets, you can't definitely win this fight. You can choose to have the drones help you in this fight instead of opening the store. Next, there's 2 turrets on your side. On your side, if Apex is still around, and a breakable wall into the storeroom. If you want to access it, use the drone control box and summon them to weapon storage. Ayun. Okay. Okay, sige, subukan ko yun. So, drone control box. Teka. Ito yun. Itong room na to. Saan yun? Di. Teka. Wala. Kailangan ko ng rigger. Wala akong rigger eh. Hindi pala natin mabubuksan na yun. No choice. Okay lang. Sayang lang eh. Never mind. Okay lang. Sayang lang kasi may supplies dito eh. Grenade, weapon rack, equipment. Never mind, no choice. Okay lang. Yun nga lang, bugbog tayo. Okay, at least meron pa akong 3. Okay, meron 2 si Dietrich. 2 na lang kay, tapos nawalan si Iger. Okay, tignan na lang natin. Bahala na. You're about to transition to a new location. Continue? Yes. Gusto ko nang tapusin eh. Okay. Next chapter. Panacea. The sounds of machinery fade behind you as you venture further underground. Whoever built this facility was clearly well financed. It must have taken years to design, excavate, and build a complex like this in secrecy. You continue through dimly lit halls finally stepping into what appears to be another laboratory area. The corridor before you is deserted. Dr. Adrian Vauclair is somewhere within this facility, and with him, the answers you seek. Wait. Okay. Save ko muna. Ayoko umasa muna sa guides, guys, so subukan na lang muna nating lumipot. Hindi tayo pwede pumasok dito. Access doors ba? Wala. So, dito wala rin. Ayun lang, pintuan sa harap. Nakalaban. Malaking area na naman to. The old man behind the glass works feverishly at his controls, glancing up at you when he can. A cigarette dangles from his mouth, its bluish smoke curling around his head. An overflowing ashtray sits on the lab table in front of him. So ano to? Si Vauclair na pa to? The years have not been kind, and his features are instantly recognizable. Ano? The years have not been kind, but his features are instantly recognizable. Despite his age, he still has the strong chin and high cheekbones that you remember from Green Winter's DVD. This is Dr. Adrian Vauclair. Ay, nandun siya sa gilid. Ayan. As you approach, he stops what he's doing, a look of intense irritation on his face. He clears his throat, and a harsh, rasping sound emerges from the loudspeaker next to the glass. So you're the Shadowrunners that Adrian warned me about. I assume you've left a trail of corpses in your wake? And you must be Dr. Vauclair. That's on you, Doc. You've got some explaining to do. Oh, is Adrian around? I've got a message for him from Paul Amsel. Ito na lang. That's on you, Doc. You've got some explaining to do. I have explaining to do? This is my home. You are the intruder here. If anyone needs to explain herself, it's you. He reaches down, flips a switch. You hear a loud thud and a click behind you as the door locks shut. You'll find that the blast door behind you is sealed, and that the laboratory you occupy is fully secured. An important precaution: we keep our test subjects in there, and they are far more dangerous than you. He takes a drag on his cigarette. I won't permit you to cause any further harm. Shadowrunner, you will remain trapped where you are for your own good. Break the glass between you and Vauclair. The hell I will. Iger, why don't you tell the doc how we feel about being trapped? Why don't you come out of your little fishbowl and play? Let us out of here, Vauclair. We need to talk. Ito, tama. Maganda to. I believe I can hear you well enough from this side of the glass. Now, he fixes you with a level stare. I want to know why in hell you've so violently interjected yourself into my business. First, you break into my estate, which you didn't even know was mine, apparently. Then you spend what must have been a small fortune to track me down. You locate my AI, destroy it, then drive all the way out to the countryside, and finally, you shoot your way into my laboratory. He leans forwards, hands on the table. His eyes narrowed into a piercing stare. So I have to ask you, Shadowrunner, who are you and why in God's name are you here? Okay, ang options natin dito. You've almost got that right, Doc. But Apex isn't dead. I broke its chains. It's on my side now. You first. Tell me what's going on here now. We came to find you, Vauclair, to help us stop Fury. Except the firing wasn't the one after us after all. It was you all along, wasn't it? Vengeance, someone killed our friends. Attacked our home and I'm thinking that someone was you. Oh, you know, just shopping around, I've always wanted a secret lair underneath a giant castle. Okay. Ito number 3. We came to find you, Vauclair, to help us stop Fury. Except the firing wasn't after us after all. It was you all along, wasn't it? Vauclair sighs, covers his face with his pale, nicotine-stained hands. To help you stop Fury? That is ironic. But yes, you are correct. I am the one who has been hunting you. The one who sent Apex and Ordon after you. You're going to pay for that, you bastard. Why attack the Cruise Bazaar, Vauclair? Why kill Paul Amsel? Break the glass. Close enough to confession for me. Close enough for a confession for me. You fucking asshole. You'll pay for this. Okay. Why attack the Cruise Bazaar, Vauclair? Why kill Paul Amsel? It was necessary to preserve the secrecy of my work for the greater good of all. Okay ka? Feeling Gellert Grindelwald, ah? I know I have wronged you, and for this I am sorry. He sighs a long, rattling sigh that quickly turns into a violent fit of coughing. The sound echoes over the loudspeaker. He collects himself, continues. I don't expect you to understand, nor do I have time to explain it to you. He straightens, glances back at the screen to his side, and nods curtly. Now I must know, how did you learn that I was still alive? How did you even know to look for me? Did someone send you? Your brother said you were the world's only hope to stop Fury from returning. Your brother got us into this mess. He hired us to break into your estate. We pieced the rest together from his journals. We found out about you from your brother, Vauclair. He was trying to find you right up to the end. Well, there was an antiquated DVD storage device, a bunch of talk about the Dragonfall. Oh, and the bloody corpse of a guy named Green Winters. Maybe you knew him. Itong number 1, medyo okay. Your brother got us into this mess. Hindi man totoo yan eh. We found out about you from your brother. He was trying to find you right up to the very end. Your brother said you were the world's only hope to stop Fury from returning. Their state. Actually may totoo yan. Actually may totoo to. Yung mission na kaya namatay si Monica yung sa start ng game, yun. Si nga nag-start nun eh, si Vauclair nga eh. Ay si Green Winters. Vauclair starts, and the sudden movement of his arm sends his overflowing ashtray flying from the table in a cloud of ash. My brother, Hermie? It's been years. Have you seen him? How is he? His brow furrows. He takes a step towards you, impatiently. Well? Oh, you mean you didn't know? You killed him. You killed him too, just like Paul and Monica. Hermie's great, I mean. Dead as a doornail. Somebody's pet AI fried his brain. But other than that, he's great. I'm sorry, Doc. He was digging. I'm sorry, Doc. He was digging too deeply into Fury's range, so Apex killed him. So, actually, yun nga eh. Itong pangalawa medyo sarcastic eh. Ito naman galit. Obvious na galit. Ito to. Number 3. He slumps into the chair next to him. His whole body shaking. I didn't... He is suddenly overcome by another fit of coughing. He steadies himself on one arm of the chair. Apex, he clutches his chest. I should have never trusted that thing. He closes his eyes and a tear traces its way down the gaunt hollow of his cheek. Oh Hermie, the things I've sacrificed. All for this, all for Panacea, all for tonight. Panacea, your modified virus? What's tonight, Doctor? What are you planning with Panacea? All for what, Vauclair? Tell me what's going to happen tonight. You owe Hermie that much. You killed my friends, asshole. And now I'm supposed to feel sorry for you? Just tell me just tell me what the hell is going on here. Ito tama. Kailangan at least ma-justify niya yung pagkamatay ng kapatid niya eh. So to. All for what, Vauclair? Tell me what's going on, what's going to happen tonight. You owe Hermie that much. He looks up dazed, his eyes unfocused. What's going to happen? Oh yes, tonight. Tonight will be the end of the dragons. Not just Fury's range. All dragons. Explain yourself, Doctor. Let me guess. Let me get this straight. You had a bad experience with one dragon, so now you're going to wipe out an entire species? There are quite a few dragons out there, Doc. Powerful dragons. I don't think they'll support your plan. Oh, why didn't you say so? That plan doesn't sound crazy at all. And I'm sure you have your reasons. I just don't care. Now tell me what's happening tonight. Ito facto kasi si yung Shadowrun Super NES version, pasaway nga si Drake. Pero yung sa Shadowrun Returns naman, okay naman si Lolwire eh. Tinulungan nga tayo nun eh. So to. Vauclair fumbles in his pockets, produces a fresh cigarette. He lights it with shaking hands and breathes in deeply. The orange glow of the cigarette flares bright. When he exhales, the words spill out with the smoke. The Fairwing burned and murdered and caused untold damage in her bestial rage, until the Dragonfall, until I stopped her. But that destruction was merely a symptom of a greater cancer. Fury's range brought destruction with fire and claw. The dragons of today, Lolwire, Tankei-san, Celedir, they kill and conquer with subtler tools. Deception, manipulation, corruption. Parang si si Drake sa Super NES game. He speaks with disgust. They use us as pawns, playing pieces, puppets in their millennium-long machinations. Oh yes, dragons are a cancer, one that will conquer or worse, destroy all of humanity if we do not stop it. One that metastasizes when the world awakened. An ironic metaphor, since it was the failing of my own body that allowed me to see it. Go on. Let me guess. You have cancer. Oh, kasi nga chain smoker siya eh. So malamang meron siya sa sa lungs. Cut to the chase. Cut to the chase, Doc. I saw the notes. I know Panacea is a stable variant of Doom. Whatever you're doing, it can't be good. That's nice. Now can we jump to the part where you're doing something horrendous and I have to stop you? Okay, ito muna. Actually, ito eh. Vauclair clenches his jaw. Good or bad is immaterial. I do what is necessary. He trembles, racked again by violent coughing. As the coughing subsides, he takes another long drag on his cigarette, the ash creeping closer and closer towards his mouth. I'm sorry, Hermie. I'm sorry you won't be able to see it for yourself. I'm sorry I killed you. Vauclair turns his attention back to the computer, stubbing out his cigarette. He grabs a fresh one from the pack and lights it. Talagang chain smoker talaga. Tonight I will release my panacea to the world. And how absurd that the instrument of Dragonkind's destruction. He presses a button on the terminal, and a large observation window at the far end of the room rises slowly open. Will be carried by Fury French herself. Nakatali yung nakatali si Firewing. Through the glass, you see the prostrate form of a dragon far below. An enormous set of shackles binds it, and a maze of tubes snakes into its body. The tubes connect to a cruel-looking apparatus that has been mounted to the wall. Son of a bitch! Look at that! He found her alive in the SOX after all. Tonight the Firewing will fly again, infected with Panacea. She will slowly be destroyed from within. But before that happens, she will provide the catalyst for global transmission of the virus. Okay ah. Patient zero. Catalyst? What catalyst? As if spurred on by the sight of the dragon below, he begins typing furiously at his terminal. Fury Shrink's fire will carry the agent in its dormant state. Any metahumans exposed will become carriers, will spread the disease to other dragons. The carriers will be infected with Panacea as well, but it will not harm them. To non-dragons, it is a nuisance, nothing more. When a critical mass of carriers is activated, my Panacea will become unstoppable. It will spread across the globe in a relentless tide. However, if it does not reach this critical mass, it will fizzle, die out, become inert. Hence the need for a ground zero, a flashpoint for a mass infection event. He looks to the ceiling, mumbling to himself, I'm sorry, Hermie. I know how you loved your black state, but that doesn't matter now. It must be Berlin. Hang on a second. You're going to stick the Firewing on Berlin? I understand your reasoning, but there has to be a better way. Hold on, what exactly are you going to do to Berlin? Ito na lang. Subukan natin baguhin yung ano niya. Dahil nakita naman natin na naapektuhan siya nung nabalitaan yung namatay yung kapatid niya eh. He continues his work, filled with a feverish energy. Sadly, there is not. If there were, I would gladly take it. For Panacea to work, Berlin must burn. A tragic sacrifice, but one made for the greater good. Feeling Grindelwald. Feeling Grindelwald ka. Fury Strange will breathe her infected fire upon Berlin. Thousands will die, and through that destruction, the virus will take to the air. A critical mass of Berlin's meta-human population will be exposed, but no one will even think to quarantine the city until it's too late. The flux state lacks any centralized authority. Corporations will evacuate their own. Thousands will flee the city, infected. He mutters, his voice growing more detached. Oh yes, Hermie, Berlin is the perfect flashpoint. It wasn't supposed to happen tonight, no. But this little intervention of yours leaves us no choice, so let us see. He squirms at his screen. He squints at his screen. Tonight's wind patterns dictate that Ground Zero B, Tempelhof, Schönberg, highly populated. The virus will spread quickly enough from there. That's only a few kilometers from the cruise bazaar. Don't do it, Vauclair. I swear I will make you hurt. I swear I will make you hurt if you do. And I'll make it last. Vauclair sighs, shuts his eyes tight, brings a shaking hand to his temple. We all know that is not going to happen. You are trapped here, impotent to stop this from happening, and it will happen. The old man eyes the cigarette butt in his hand, fishes out another from the pack, and lights it with the first. Then he returns to his console, reaching to the side for a microphone. He mutters something into the receiver. You can just barely make out the sound of the name, Adrian. Okay, yeah. When he turns to address you again, his voice is level. The shaking in his hands seems to have subsided. Security will be here soon, and they will take care of you. Do not worry, you will not be harmed. The sacrifice that I'm making tonight is a necessary evil. It cannot be helped. But so long as you remain confined, I see no reason to kill you too. Break the glass. Enough talk. I'm ending this. You don't burn a city and call it a sacrifice. You call it what it is, mass murder. How are you going to get Fierschwinch to go along with this plan of yours? I hate to say it, Doctor, but I think that I agree with you. Forget this. It's time to get out of here. Tama to. Vauclair stiffens, turning to face you. Anger washes across his face. Was it mass murder when America dropped the atomic bomb on Japan? The myopic would say yes, just as you are now. But they did it for a cause, to shorten the agony of war, to save the lives of thousands upon thousands of soldiers. The old man is trembling now. I do the same for the good of the world. Etiquette, academic. Yun. Tapos na rin yung time, guys. Tapusin ko na itong dialogue na to, tapos bigyan natin kung mangyari. Etiquette, academic. You know that America was pretty divided on the morality of that act, right? Some even considered it a crime against humanity. Oh sure, except that we're not at war with dragons. I'm not buying it, Doc. Ending a war and exterminating an entire intelligent species are two very different things. I'm not interested in ancient history, Vauclair. Murder is murder. Ito na lang. We are not talking ethics here. We are talking parallels. What I do will prevent a greater evil from taking place. Humanity was born to reproduce, to multiply, but dragons were born to acquire, to accumulate, to hoard. Both strive to bend the world to their will. Humanity has conquered the air, land, and sea through sheer numbers. Dragons, however, employ different means altogether. Throughout history, they may allow us to do the heavy lifting while they pull the strings. There are 17 great dragons in the world today. 17 ancient worms, millennia old, slowly dividing the planet into 17 piles of gold to nest upon, in front of our eyes. Once upon a time, they burned castles to steal the treasure we collected. They'd waste the entire armies. But here in the sixth world, it is no longer about tooth and claw and fiery breath. The old man's voice seethes with hatred. Now it's public relations, marketing, mergers, and acquisitions. You see it every day. Dragons on the tribune, in the boardrooms. They gather influence, wealth, power, continually hoarding until one of them sits atop it all. Elon Musk o si Mark Zuckerberg. Perhaps not in this cycle of the world, perhaps not in the next, but one day one worm will stand alone, triumphant, with all of humanity with all of humanity at its as its cattle, with all the world as its prize, and that, he trembles, his voice dropping to a whisper, that I will not allow. Break the glass. I'm done with this. How are you going to get Fury to go along with this plan of yours? I didn't want to face it before, but I think that you're right. Your plan is necessary and a necessary evil. I've heard enough of this. Vauclair, you're nuts. Dietrich's voice is low and quiet. There has to be a better way, Vauclair. There has to be. Vauclair stops, bows his head, and closes his eyes. I am a man of science, Shadowrunner. A better path may exist, but I do not know what it is. I wish that I didn't have to sacrifice so many. I wish that Hermie hadn't had to die. O yan, naapektuhan ka na nga eh. So tuloy lang natin yan. But this solution is here, now in my hands, and I choose to take it. Through the speakers you can hear the sound of heavy footsteps approaching. Ito si Adrian. Adrian, good. It's about time you showed up. Sorry, Doctor. We were waking up the dragon's physical form. It requires some care, but the procedure is ready to begin now. You should see to it. The orc sneers at you from behind the glass. His scarred features riding in the dancing light of Vauclair's monitor. Looks like you trapped the thugs who were attacking the manor. Yes, they won't be a problem any longer, but with Apex gone, our security is still compromised. We'd best still hurry. Oh, and Adrian, don't forget to clean the containment unit afterwards. The virus will kill Fury Swinch along with the rest, and when it does, her astral form will perish as well, human host or no. We're going to stop you, Vauclair. We'll find a way. Iger's lips curl into a snarl, and we'll make it painful. Adrian twists suddenly towards the glass. Quiet! Everything's ready in the chamber, Dr. Vauclair. I think you should start the procedure yourself. Vauclair brings his cigarette to his mouth and inhales sharply, holding it for a long moment. Yes, my friend. He looks to the ceiling. It is time, Hermie. Let's do some good. Vauclair stabs out his last cigarette. With a heavy sigh, I will begin the infusion process. Adrian, please make sure our guests here are securely locked away before you come down. I am sorry, Rakan Siddhartha. Sorry for your friend Paul Amsel. Sorry for Schaefer. Sorry for the cruise bazaar. Sorry for Berlin. I wish there was another way. Like hell you do. I think you get off. Like hell you do. I think you get off on this. Like hell you do. I think you get off on this. The power of it all. You saved Germany from a dragon once, and it gave you a messiah complex. An elaborate plan to destroy an entire species. A massive underground fortress with an army of mercenaries. You sound just like a dragon, Doc. You're not the same man who once saved Germany from the fire wing. If I get out of here, Vauclair, I'll be saving Berlin from you. There's still time, Vauclair. You could find another way before you die. Yeah, go fuck yourself, Vauclair. To. Option number 4. May oras pa. I wish that were true, but my time on Earth is short, very short. So before I pass out of this world, I will finish the task I have been dealt. I go now to do a hard thing, perhaps an evil thing, but a thing that is necessary. Vauclair fixes you with a weary stare, then turns and exits the room. Adrian turns to stare at you through the glass, his lips curl into an insolent smile. Hi again, long time. How's Amsel doing? That hole in his brain pan, heal up okay? Glory fixes the orc with a cold stare. Taunt all you want. If you get out of here, you'll wish you'd never set foot in the cruise bazaar. The born orc knocks on the heavy transplast window separating you. Pray that's not gonna happen. These labs locked down tight. Like the doc said, the test subjects that they keep in here don't play well with others. Dangerous, nasty things. And they don't smell great either. But you'll see for yourself in a second. Been meaning to talk to you about that. You could use some deodorant yourself, big guy. Test subjects. You probably got family in Berlin, Adrian. You don't want to see them die, do you? Dr. Vauclair's my family, asshole. He's a great man, a man of vision, and I'm gonna make sure that his vision becomes reality. He checks the monitor. Listen, I gotta go. Have fun with the test subjects while I'm gone. He grins and flips a switch on the console. You hear the hiss of doors sliding open nearby. If you're still alive when I get back, I'll put a bullet in you or something. So combat. Ano lang pala eh. Tag dito. Basilisk. Okay, so save ko na lang muna dito guys, tapos tuloy natin next episode. Pero gagawa ako ng addition ng bagong save file. Kasi susubukan i-off screen ko, subukan kong kausapin si Vauclair na hindi mangyayari tong laban na to. Feeling ko may parang ganun eh. Ito yung bagong save file. Hey guys, Kaya San Velasco signing off. Next episode na lang muna ulit.